An upcoming staging of a beloved Broadway musical is set to hit the Philippine stage later this month. Veteran theater icon Jon Santos brings his signature flair and pizzazz to Sideshow the Musical, running from July 26th to August 17th in Makati. Joining us are two members of the cast, Castro and Reine Paisley. It's a beautiful day.
Where do I look?
Reine and Faye. There's the camera. There you go.
There it is. Hi. Good morning. It's a beautiful day.
Good
indeed.
morning.
It really is.
Yes, it's even more beautiful with two beautiful ladies joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us, really.
So you're part of Sideshow the Musical.
Yes.
It's your first time to work with the Jon Santos.
Yes.
Can you tell us how did you react when you got that call, maybe, when you were first told that, hey, you're part of Sideshow?
You want to go first?
Yeah. Okay. Faye goes first.
No, you start first because I'm not gonna stop.
All right. Okay. Actually, so getting the call regarding being part of the show. Actually, this is my first ever professional production
Wow,
in theater.
congratulations.
Thank you. Because I've worked in theater for a while already. It's been like a decade, but behind the scenes and really just working on the sidelines. But here I'm in the sideshow now, and being part of the show with Jon Santos. When I found out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be crazy. And it's been such a wonderful experience just having him in the cast. He's such a delight.
He's such a delight.
He's such a beautiful person to be around and also to work with in scenes. Absolutely, just what a gem to have.
What about you, Faye?
Gosh. So a little bit of backstory about me meeting Jon Santos. I've never met him before, but there are only very few Tagalog movies I've ever watched because I grew up with like English movies.
Yeah.
So one of the only Tagalog movies I've ever watched is Tanga and Chos. And and so I found out that Jon Santos was doing theater when he did El Bimbo.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh gosh, it would be the highlight of my career if I get to work with Jon Santos.
Yeah.
And when I found out he was in the cast, girl, I was like, we were together.
Yeah.
I was just like, dreams happen. Dreams come true. Yeah. So Jon is just such a wonderful castmate. Just an endless well of sage wisdom.
Yeah. Yes, that's so true. We've had him on the show
Yes, we did.
last
Yeah, I
month.
missed him.
Yeah.
But for those who are unfamiliar, let's take a step back. What is Sideshow all about, and how is this staging, the Philippine staging, unique?
So Sideshow is a musical about a pair of conjoined twins, Daisy and Violet Hilton. They actually did exist in history.
Yes,
Yeah.
the real life conjoined twins.
Yes. And the story basically follows their career and the people that they interact with, work with along the way.
Yeah.
Reine, I want to go back to the fact that this is your first professional debut coming into this one. But you've mentioned that you're part of the whole theater scene for a while. And we all know for a fact that every part of the production matters. Like every part is a big cog in the whole machinery that is the show, that is the production. I mean, jumping from that to this, how's that transition like for you?
It's been surreal. Honestly, I mean, like we're 2.5 weeks from opening, and we actually just did like one of our run-throughs recently in rehearsals, and I just stared at her after we finished it. It's like, it's happening. I still can't believe that I'm gonna be finally performing, because I'm a performer at heart, but to finally do it professionally has been, again, it's surreal. I feel like I can't really grasp it until we officially open.
Yeah.
But it's been amazing, really, to have also this as my first production. The cast, entire crew, they're so wonderful. Faye is just one of my beautiful castmates, inside and out, and they're all so talented. Grabe. I mean, we have Tanya Manalang, Mary Norma Damasilla, Crystal Kane, Molly Langley, Reba Dodera, CJ Nabato. It's what a cast to have this as the first production. So I'm so blessed to really just be part of Sideshow.
And I see how you guys are really getting along. You guys basically are twins, I feel like. But y'all play conjoined twins. I'm so interested interested. How did you guys prepare for that role?
Oh no, they're
Emotionally?
No, they're not the ones.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, that's not us.
I was like, oh, my kids are like perfect. Like you guys
No, they look like twins, but they're not.
They're not twins.
We
yeah.
could be. We could.
Y'all could be. But how did you guys prepare your roles?
Sorry.
We could be. But yeah, but we are playing the other performers in the freak show.
Yeah. Okay.
So we all have our own acts for the show. We'll be. We have lots of tricks up our sleeves. No, but we can't talk too much about it
No,
because
that makes sense.
Yep.
because we wanted to. We were talking off air
Yes,
earlier about
yes.
really coming into a show blind and not knowing too much about it because the magic really just takes you away into a different world, and that's what we're really excited to do for our audience.
Yeah.
And if you want to find out what that magic is, tickets
gotta
are
go.
available on RTV.net.
No, that's coming up soon. But I want to talk about the creative team here because Tof de Venecia
Yes.
also
Yes.
a big part of it again. So when we talk about the direction he brings, can you tell us a bit more about how he's bringing everything together?
Oh man, so this is being produced by the Sandbox Collective, and Sandbox is called Sandbox for a reason. It's such a playground. It's been so collaborative with the entire cast and crew. Toff is so open to all of our ideas. It's been such an interesting experience actually, and because not many directors are so open to other notes from us cast or even other crew.
Right.
But here we get to, our voices are really heard, not just like the show itself wherein we're trying to advocate and really give a voice to people who feel othered in society, but in the cast, making the show, we have a voice and really making this show our own.
Yeah. And he really makes sure that we're heard.
Yes.
In a sense that he does take each and every one of us aside, like on private time, to actually work on our characterizations and our lines. And he does something with us called actioning,
Yes.
which has been so helpful in learning the material and giving depth to the characters and the scenes that we do.
And what's actioning? What do you guys do?
It's a British acting style.
Yeah.
I blank you.
Yes,
Well, yes,
I
exactly.
blank you.
I blank
like
you.
I kiss you. I hug you.
Right.
I tell you.
Yeah.
Or I,
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a bit rusty. It's when you have a line and then you have a line and then you characterize the line with the action I blank you.
Exactly. So you're setting more of an intention with it.
Yeah.
So that's been something new that I learned.
Yeah.
And it's been so helpful.
Yeah, that's so interesting because I'm so happy Toff is bringing that in. That's an old repertory technique used by
Yes.
Michael Williams, Mechanlachenko Yulo.
Yes.
So it's such a great experience, I'm sure, for all of you. But let's talk about EJ Yatko as well. Because
EJ's music.
musical directions up there as
Yes.
some of the best in the Philippines. How has that experience been like?
EJ's so meticulous.
And we love it.
It's great for us.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't realize that you're not blending, and he will tell you. And then when you actually fix it, you hear how together we sound, and he's just so meticulous.
Okay.
And it's so appreciated.
Yeah, and adding more character to each song. Again, it's sometimes we sound great, but the way his notes, the way he directs us, we bring more character and more life out of the song. And again, Sideshow's music in itself is you have to hear the orchestration of the 1997 version, because this is actually the staging that we're doing is the first professional staging of the 1997 version of Sideshow, since there was the 2014 version on Broadway. But the material's slightly different. It's a little more glamorized. This one, it's grittier, but in the music also, it's so much, I personally find it's richer.
I agree. I agree.
And this play tackles topics like family, love, hope, sisterhood, life as persons with disabilities. What has this taught you about performing or even about yourselves? Let's start with Faye.
Being in the show has made me a lot more aware of how all of us tackle our lives and our careers so differently based on our capabilities and our everything. And in the research that we've done into the show, in the people that we want to advocate for in the show, because all of us have someone that we want to advocate for.
Yeah.
I learned a lot more about the people that we're advocating for. And it's such a privilege to be able to do work that's so lovely, do material that's so well written, but also just develop ourselves as people. So yes.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I just want to jump in on that because the story involves basically performer sideshow, right?
Yes.
And some people, I think the term back then would use it as a freak show.
Yes.
But then when you take a look at, you're playing those quote-unquote freaks right now, how does that make you feel being part of that entire process, jumping into those boots, those shoes, and really living out what they had to live out? And of course, how did that change your perspective of people who are seen as a sideshow, as a freak show, as a oddity?
Yeah. Honestly, it's a lot. We have to remind ourselves also when we were doing workshops, even before rehearsals, that we will never fully understand, of course, what and feel what people at the time in the 1930s and even in more recent years of being part of what we call the freak show. We'll never understand how it is to be othered and to be just shunned by society at some point, but to really try and get ourselves into that character and bring again more flesh into our character. It's heavy, but it's been so enlightening also, really, just learning more about ourselves because it helps us also try to see the world in a different way and to be more empathetic really about how people are around us and how we can also now, again, give a voice to these people, whether we're a part of it in some way or another. We could be an other in one society and maybe not in another, but yeah, it's just been so enlightening.
And I can't wait. I know, Faye, you've been waiting for this moment. This is your moment now. You can look at the camera and go ahead and invite our audience to watch you guys.
Hi, please come and watch. There.
That camera.
Hi, please come and watch Sideshow the Musical.
Yes, we open July 26th, running all the way to August 17 at the Power Max Center Spotlight Black Box Theater at Circuit Makati.
Tickets available on tickettome.net/
Sandbox Sideshow. And if you want more information, please follow at the Sandbox Co. on Instagram, Facebook. We're all over socials and get updated because again, we're opening in 2.5 weeks. That's crazy.
All right, Pao, and let's leave. They took our show.
Hindi naman rehearse yung spiel nila.
This is exactly why we thought you were the twins.
Y'all literally are so joined, I swear.
Thank you. We are
We kind
sisters.
of are, though.
We are sisters in theater. So.
Thank you so much for your time. We are definitely going to be there. Thank you for joining us. Faye Castro and Reine Paisley, cast members of Sideshow the Musical, happening from July 26th to August 17th. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much for having us.